Check.
Works for me. I think it should be good.
Let's go. Facebook Live actually working.
Yeah.
So happy. So freaking happy.
All right. Today is Thursday. Oh, wow. Actually, I should probably tag myself in all of them. That way it notifies me and it's easier to get to. Today is Thursday, August, and there's Greg.
There's me in all my glory.
Well, I tagged Helltown, so we'll see what happens. What's up, Dennis?
Shout out to Helltown for the IPA variety pack. I'm not crazy about the same cans, but I do like the beer.
Go to play. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday, August 15th. This is Two Beers Deep. We don't know why you're watching, but you're watching, so we thank you very much. I don't know why there's no comments over there. Or it didn't say Dennis joined or whatever, but
I don't know. That's weird.
I don't like that.
I hope Denny actually writes a comment and then it pops up. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Let's try this.
Maneuvering some stuff around real quick. Yeah, that's weird. It's not telling us who joined. That's interesting.
Let's see if it will on here.
Yeah.
Mute.
Yeah, hopefully the comments work.
All right, yeet, Dennis said. Vozen, Dennis said. All right, 3, 2, 1. Action. What is up, guys? Welcome to Two Beers Deep with Deke and Greg.
Oh my God, that's good.
I'm here. Thanks, Dennis. Okay, they're popping up there now. Cool. So, guys, today,
Wow, that's delicious.
we're going to go over a bunch of stuff. Can you hear us fine, guys? Let me know. We got this new board. We're trying to figure some kinks out. So let me know if you can't hear, can't see, whatever it is. But today, we're going to start back on two. We always go back to things here as much as we can.
Back. What?
I don't why is that an incentive for you to sing and do stuff? I'm not mad at you.
No.
I'm curious.
I was on such a low when I
Greg, is
first
that
saw it,
delicious?
when I first saw you at like 5 o'clock after work, and now I'm back up to my high. So I gotta feel a little bit better now.
Okay. It's fine with me. I think it is delicious, though. So what we're drinking today, guys, ladies and gentlemen, is the, hi, Sarah, how you doing? Is the Helltown IPA variety pack, which Greg is mad that all their beers don't have special cans, and I think you're spoiled for that.
It's just that I like the idea of when I grab a can, instead of reading it, I can see the colors, and I'm like, okay, I know what this is just right off the bat. Now it's like a guessing game almost. It's like mystery. It's like mystery dealer trying to figure out, what could this be? What could this be?
It says it on it.
Yeah, but I don't want to read. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, do what you got to do, brother. It's I think you're a little spoiled.
But
is what we're getting at.
But
I
like
think
the
you're
reason
a tiny bit spoiled.
But the reason I'm happy is this hazy IPA is delicious.
Yeah. So guys, we're going to get back to, because we're trying to, obviously get some sponsors and whatnot. We're going back to our beer reviews. We're getting different beer each week. We're going to talk about it. We're going to review it. The reason we got a variety pack is so we can, talk about it throughout the show. Chipper, what it do, man? So the first one I opened was the Buffy Hazy IPA. What did you open first?
Same thing, yeah. I love it. It's in sync, I know.
I want to smack you a lot. And you laugh.
Dude, I love hazy IPAs. I love New England style IPAs. They're juicy and fruity and delicious, and they got the right amount of bite that you need too.
Okay, so hold on while I figure out. Why is my mouse not? There it is. Does it have to go this way? Oh, it does have to go this way. I messed that up. I was looking at the screen as if it was going, but yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, James, what's up, brother? So yeah, we were drinking the Buffy Hazy IPA. You are a big fan of hazy IPAs, but you. Is it New England or hazy that you prefer? Because they're quote unquote the same thing.
They are essentially the same thing. I like New England a little more just because I like the geographical designation for it.
What's up, Mike?
I like the fact that if I wanted to go up to Rhode Island or Vermont sometime, I could get a New England IPA probably anywhere, and I love that. It is not my favorite style of beer. My favorite style of beer is the coffee porter. It is near and dear to my heart, and
it's so much. It's not bad. Coffee porters are good, but I like. It's so much. What up, Cap?
So here's the thing. I love coffee, so that's probably why it speaks to me.
Which shout out, Dennis, to By the Wayside Coffee. Best coffee in the city.
By the way, I tried the Nitro Cold Brew for the first time today at Starbucks. It was like a
Never had
caffeine.
Nitro Cold
It
Brew?
was like a caffeinated Guinness.
But you've never had a Nitro Cold Brew?
Never had a nitro cold
Yeah,
brew.
it's like, I mean, it's pumped the same way as a beer, but it's coffee.
Right. It was like a caffeinated Guinness, which is amazing because Guinness is my favorite beer. So I was in heaven almost immediately.
All right. So we'll go through some of the different beers here. Obviously, in front of me, what do you have in front of you before we do this?
Right now, I have the Hop Frenzy IPA, and I have the Idle Hands Double IPA.
A fourth beer? Because I have those exact ones.
No, it was just those 3 styles.
Okay.
And then we got 4 of each.
I'm just checking. Because if there was another one, I'd want to swap it out. This is 6.7%. Here's what I'll say, Greg. You switch to the Hop Frenzy next. I'll switch to the Idle Hands.
Oh, you give me the 8.0%
No.
one. Yeah.
Idle Hands. I will take Idle Hands.
Okay.
You take Hop Frenzy next.
All right, deal.
God, Greg. Mikey Cochran, what's up, brother?
You
We just
clearly-
lost a viewer because you made me mad.
You clearly missed me last week. So
Well, no, I said, I will take the Idle Hands. You take the Hop Frenzy, and then you said, give me the 8%.
I apologize.
All right, so Buffy Hazy IPA. I mean, what are you thinking?
It's definitely one of the more fruity New England IPAs
really
I've
is.
had. It is. Like that's why
It's light.
It is. I was very surprised by it because normally when you drink a hazy IPA, you're supposed to get the fruity part of it, but you definitely get the bite. This is very subtle.
Ooh, ingredients: water, malt, oats, wheat, hops, yeast. Wow, earth-shattering.
Yeah,
this is a really good beer. Actually, I really enjoy this.
This is rare that you actually get the ingredients on a beer.
Oh,
And
Patrick Mahomes, what up, brother?
And here I thought Bud Light was the only one that actually put ingredients on their label. Shout out to
I love
Helltown.
the ingredients on this.
Mhm. And obviously, we also know this is independent because we have the independent brewery logo right down here. You ever seen that?
Yes, I have.
It is very, very clutch.
Where's it on the? Oh, there it is. Yep.
Mhm.
Independent Brewing up here is a really cool place
Yep.
as well.
Support your local
Wow.
independent breweries, folks.
Support your breweries, folks. No,
Just in general, support breweries.
I mean, honestly, this is I have not had Helltown in a long time. I did not expect to like this as much as I did, and I like that it's called Buffy, Helltown Vampire Slayer. I mean,
Very nice.
Stick with me here, guys. What's up, Dory?
I'm not gonna lie, I actually never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Neither did I. But the kid that drove me to school in like, or the kid's family did in like elementary school, they did. So I knew like
You knew of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knew of it more than anything. Flannery, what it do, brother?
What's up, Flam?
Yeah, I'll give it. I mean, I'm not gonna rank them. I'm not gonna like get up here and do some pizza review, Portnoy stuff with it. But here's what I'll do. I give it a Deke stamp of approval.
On the
Buffy Hazy IPA, yeah. It's
All
got
right.
my stamp of approval.
All right.
Not much, Luke, man. I know
Shout
you're
out to
coaching them anyway.
Helltown.
Boogie's out, man. Yeah, let's
First
let's
off,
just dive right into it.
Before we do that, can we get like a Deke seal of approval shirt somehow made? I feel like that'd be a nice little marketing.
So sometimes in the Vo's watching, I'm out. Yeah, sorry, Flan. Vo, actually, you can leave because I like Flannery more. Sometimes, Greg, things can just organically become T-shirts, and you don't got to call it out.
yeah, it's true.
But Vo Tesh, you're in here. Make that a
Yeah,
shirt.
let's get on that.
Deke seal of approval, baby. No, this one does, and I don't. I mean, I'll tell you guys what. I'm a pretty fair ranker when it comes down to it. I don't see many beers not getting the seal of approval. So maybe I will have to get some kind of ranking thing set in eventually. But
Not like Moorhead, where it just causes crap to fly all over the place because
where's Helltown Export? Wow.
Yeah. it's over in Westmoreland County, actually.
Hi, Mom. All right, so tasting this beer, it's pretty much halfway gone. So let's get into the show here.
Let's do it.
So yeah, I want to start right at basketball. I mean, basketball never gets too many headlines that are in the offseason outside of like players choosing new teams or trades. But a big headline today is that Boogie came out and he has a torn ACL, meaning that he will not play this year.
Rough break. man.
Boogie Cousins, for anyone that doesn't know, DeMarcus Cousins is I'm not going to say like a cult favorite, but he's kind of a cult favorite. Everyone knew when he was at the Kings that he was a top 10 player in his best day.
Mhm.
Why'd you say my name? Because I like Flannery more. No, Vo, I would like a shirt that says Deke seal of approval. We can figure that out.
Yeah.
Grist House Hazadelic IPA. You're welcome, Dennis says. I
Very
have
solid.
not had that. Greg has. I like Grist House. Good environment. Good dogs. But back to basketball. So DeMarcus Cousins out of Kentucky, widely regarded top 10 player when he's actually healthy in his prime, was at the Kings. Kings were kind of screwing him over. He gets the trade to the Pelicans to play with Anthony Davis to be the Twin Towers. Big injury there, out for the year. Goes to Golden State, injury there. Plays in the finals, is a shell of himself.
Yeah.
Finally back this year at the Lakers, where he expects to play with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and we expect to have the unofficial third Splash Brother. There was a camp, a Team USA camp, that basically, he calls himself I mean, DeMarcus can stroke a little bit. He's not.
I did
out
not
here
realize
threes.
Boogie called himself the unofficial Splash
It was
Brother.
like
That's funny.
a
That's
one-off
funny.
video they had, but it was really funny. But I mean, a torn ACL on a guy that is now a plagued career of injuries.
Yeah.
To a guy that, like I said, I'm not going to call him a cult favorite, but everyone that knows basketball understands that he's faced more hardships than most people see in their life in this league.
Boogie is the prime example of someone that you truly see, especially when he first started in his couple seasons. You looked at and was like, this guy could be the face of any franchise. Yeah. This guy could be a superstar. This guy was a double-double machine when he was in Sacramento. And credit where it is due. He actually made the Kings relevant. He really did. The Kings did nothing around him. The Kings, over the last 2 years, without Boogie, have actually thrived very well. But that was mostly because of the fact that they were able to replenish the roster with very good draft picks and actually have a decent foundation to go with it. Boogie was the guy that was a superstar, but for some reason, they just never gave him the time of day to be able to build around
I mean, it comes down to the Kings being incompetent. It comes down to Vlade Divac. Not only being a bust when it comes to being traded for Kobe Bryant, but being a bust in a friend. And he said, if we lose this season, I'll step down. Yeah, I mean, he clearly is just, pile of garbage. The Kings organization as a whole is on the up and up, though. It is. So it's one of those things where,
now,
together, Sir Paul William Blade.
I do want to point out for the actual – what's up, brother? I do want to point this out that within the Kings organization –
Point it out, Greg.
Boogie was no saint. Boogie was not a saint. He did.
I mean, that's like
he did some dumb things.
Like
when
what?
He,
do you? I mean, I 100% agree with you, but I cannot remember why.
I remember a lot of character issues when he was especially playing on the court. I remember I thought he got suspended a couple times. I do remember a lot of immaturity issues, especially against opponents. And then it was almost kind of like as soon as he got traded, then all the injuries started happening. It was like, in a weird way, it was kind of like karma coming back at him. But karma is really strong in this case, if that is what it is.
Mike Simmons writes in, friend of the show, streamer, fun fact, Mikey Buckets on Twitch, guys. Make sure you check it out. Dude is one of the best COD players I know. He said, I think the Kings are better off with what they have now than if they would have kept him.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
I mean, De'Aaron Fox is quickly becoming a Russell Westbrook-esque player where it's like he is amazing. They have a really it's tough.
Yeah.
Because if they keep Boogie, then you're like, well, maybe he doesn't have that injury or maybe, but like.
It's a lot of it.
But I mean, you look at the roster, and I did pull it up. Obviously, Marvin Bagley III, Buddy Hield, who they did. I mean, calling him the next Steph Curry was kind of a weird thing, but getting him in that Boogie trades was good.
To be fair, when he was drafted, a lot of people thought that too. So
I mean, Bogdan Bogdanovic is amazing. You have Harrison Barnes, who honestly, guys, if I died today and came back as someone else, I want to be his agent. He has the greatest agent in the world. The fact that this dude missed 9 threes when the Golden State Warriors lost to the Cavs within that finals playoff and then still got a massive deal from the Mavericks and just got a big deal from the Kings, sign me up all day. They also have Harry Giles.
I'd rather be Joe Flacco's agent, to be honest.
No, Joe Flacco has the Super Bowl. So you can hate on him and all. You can say anything in the world about Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
This situation's worse.
All right, fine.
You did not miss it, Sid. But I like Corey Joseph. They have a couple other guys that are on that roster. But the Kings are in a place where they can at least feel comfortable post-Boogie. I personally, as a Lakers fan, think that this organization is a giant pile of garbage, that we assumed Boogie was going to be the piece or something like that. I think he's a great off-the-bench player right now. But this injury, I mean –
you seriously think that the entire front office signed Boogie thinking that he was going to be a foundational piece?
I said an off-the-bench help.
Okay.
I literally
you said piece though.
Yeah.
When you say piece,
an off-the-bench piece.
When you say piece, honestly, piece immediately asserts to the idea of he's a foundational piece for them. I'm sorry.
Not when you say off-the-bench piece.
Okay.
If I lead with off the bench and then I say piece, you still wrap back to me calling him a piece of that.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right.
When
I hear
we're
piece,
not swearing anymore, Mom. Fun fact.
Well, I never swore, unlike some
you
people.
You did.
When?
You swear when I swear.
That's because you started.
Okay, but you do swear. So you
I
just
follow.
lied on my show.
I follow the leader. I don't know. I mean,
So you do swear.
I follow the leader.
That's what I thought.
That's all I do.
Stop. You're digging a hole, Greg. So no, personally, they signed Boogie because last year there was a glimpse of him in the finals that he could still somewhat be the old Boogie. Obviously, that was just like straight off an injury. So I don't even count what I saw in the finals as how he stood before this injury. How old is Boogie? That's a great
He's young.
question.
He was really young. He came out of Kentucky.
What's your guess? I'm guessing 27.
He came out of Kentucky when he was 19. So
29.
that's
You took a long time to guess. I wasn't waiting
That's
for you,
okay.
Greg. Natty, welcome to the show, brother. Always a pleasure. He is 29. Let me reply to that comment because
good for you.
laptop over here. 29. Wow, I thought it just told me that I commented on my own page. I was going to say, get out of here.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, he's 29. So it's interesting. Not much other news in the NBA. I mean, a video came out today by it was like a meme site, but it was basically all the players that lied to their teams. And it was basically built around Paul George and Kyrie. About how Kyrie, rewind. Back when LeBron had left the Cavs and Kyrie was still there.
Okay.
A kid came up and said, "Are you going to leave the Cavs the same way that LeBron did?" And he said, "No, I ain't leaving." He did leave.
To be fair, didn't he get traded or?
He got traded because he forced the trade from Cleveland.
All right.
That's leaving. What he did was leaving.
Okay.
Mike writes in, a healthy Boogie with a full offseason of reps, LeBron James pushing him, and the next to his buddy AD could produce like he used to. I agree with that, Mike. I firmly believe that DeMarcus Cousins with a full offseason with this Lakers team, healthy, could have been a very, very vital piece, especially I'm still saying off the bench because I still believe it. But he could have been a very vital piece. But now, I mean, it's just one of those things where we just don't know anymore.
I still have faith in a 30-year-old Boogie to at least do something next year.
Yeah, but it's 3 straight years of season-ending injury.
That's fair. But
that accelerates his age like 6 years, in my opinion.
That's fair. But I mean, if any good training staff or any good team that has a competent, medical staff to work with you and able to kind of avoid that injury, if he gets himself into better shape, that's a player that has some untapped potential there.
Easy to say, but the mental strain of 3 straight years.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like there's
yeah.
And honestly, I do want to touch on this in the show as well. Natty writes in, a healthy Boogie can play. I agree, guys. I'm saying I agree with you that a healthy DeMarcus Cousins is still somewhat of a top 30 player. I don't want to break down every individual player that's in that.
That would take way too long. Way too long.
I'm going to say eat, Dad, but time to ear. You're eating during the show?
Wow, that's rude.
You and Mom watch the show together. Just pull it up.
Wait, so they eat dinner while watch, apparently?
I don't know. He said, see ya. He's leaving.
Okay.
All right,
bye, Chipper. Thanks.
That's my dad. Do your parents watch?
No.
Didn't think so. Greg actually, okay, we'll come back to basketball. Greg actually has never invited someone to a live show. He's never told anyone he does a podcast. It's been like 2 years, and you haven't mentioned this to anyone. So either, one, you're embarrassed.
No.
Or, well, you can't say no. Because it's either you're embarrassed or you don't give a shit.
No, I just don't like telling people about my life.
You do an hour-long live Facebook show.
Yep.
And you think that telling people that you do that is different than just doing it?
I don't like telling people about my life.
Okay, who are people?
Anyone.
So when Vo invited your girlfriend to the live show.
Technically, she wasn't my girlfriend at the time.
All right, Vo was shooting his shot, I guess. That was weird. Sorry to bring that up, Greg. So let's get back to basketball.
Yeah.
Well, Gil was on the show before. When did you tell Gil you were doing a podcast? Was it pretty early on before we did the Facebook?
No, it was maybe a year into it.
Natty said you're an advertising business.
I don't tell my
Thank you, Natty.
I don't tell my brother that much either, to be honest with you. Only time I really tell my brother stuff is when I'm drinking.
Which is once a month at Pop Punk Night.
Really, yeah.
Okay, so back to basketball.
Or while at the Irish pub that was connected to my hotel in St. Louis. So
yeah, so that. Greg, shocker here, ladies and gentlemen. Greg drank for 3 straight days. which I feel like doesn't happen very much.
When an Irish pub is connected to your hotel in St. Louis, and my first reaction for a nightcap.
Sarah said, we were dating in February, but thanks.
It was not February. It was not February. It was not February. It was not February. Just saying.
And Vo said that's a lie. It was like 3 shows ago. I firmly believed that you were dating when Vo invited her to the show.
I called bullcrap on that.
When did you guys start dating? If you want me to cut the video right now, Greg, I will.
We started dating in December.
She said that was the first show.
No, it was not. February was not.
Was that the first? No, the first show was January. Because
we started dating a week before Christmas. Shit.
Greg.
Yeah, I'm in the doghouse.
Greg.
I was already in the doghouse because she texted me and gave me like a mean face for not going to Starbucks with her. So yeah, I'm in the doghouse.
Oh, that's getting cut.
Oh, I'm in the doghouse.
Greg. All right, Sarah. Well, hey, I love you. So easy points here.
Thanks.
Back to the show.
Oh, I'm in the doghouse so much right now.
So back to the show. Natty writes in, Boogie was never mentally strong, even when he was in Kentucky the 1 year. Does he ever get a big contract? So Vo writes in, Natty, the one thing you have to remember is at Kentucky, he was 19. I know that it's like, well, LeBron, different animal. Well, this, no. Brett said he's double in the doghouse for saying why he was in the doghouse already.
Yeah, I know. That's the trap I fall in.
No, but the thing is, you got to remember, Boogie was 19 coming out of Kentucky, and that was the year. Wasn't that the year that they almost went undefeated and they lost?
They went to the Elite Eight and lost to a really, really good West Virginia team.
With the brothers, the Morris brothers. No.
That was him and John Wall.
Thank you. Okay, yeah. Yes, you're right. Thank you. No, but you got to remember. I mean, he was a kid then, and mental strength, I think, comes with adversity, and they were great that year. I don't know. It's tough, man. And Boogie's had such a tough career. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, this multi-million-dollar amazing athlete just had a tough life.
I'm trying to think of another athlete that might be more snake bit than him.
RG3.
Maybe.
You mean like has a chance to come back hurt, has a chance hurt.
No, that's just been snake bit so many times that like constant injuries have kind of held him back from the potential. Like,
so has a chance hurt.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I had to think about that for a sec. But yeah, I don't want to put RG3 in that scenario just because of the fact that I blame RG3's issues more on the fact that like the Shanahans didn't know what to do with him, and RG3 turned his entire injury into a marketing campaign.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, dude,
that was what I was going to say, Brett. So that's a great answer.
Yeah, like he turned his whole comeback into a marketing campaign. Like when he was injured, he got injured in that playoff game.
Yep.
Spent the whole offseason trying to recover from it, and Adidas ran the whole spot about the return and the recovery and stuff. He had a primetime spot on Monday Night Football against the Eagles and Chip Kelly, by the way, and then the Eagles dropped 45 on them, and RG3 looked like a shell of himself.
Brett writes in the answer I was going to say. D Rose. The only reason that I don't advocate for D Rose all the time, and we did an episode about this a while back. I'm not going to rehash it. I'm not going to bring it back up. Were the gang rape allegations on Derrick Rose are something that I formally believe were swept under the rug due to the fact that he was. It's a long-standing issue about the celebration of an athlete coming back, even with the allegations that are being swept under the rug. And there's a long conversation that we've had on a past show, and I'm not going to bring it back up. What I'm getting to here is just strictly, as we do, strictly on a basketball court. D Rose has had his fair share of adversity. He was the reason that I think he's the best one ever is because he won an MVP in the LeBron era. And what I mean by the LeBron era is like, I still think we're in Brett's going to clip this one. I still think we're in the LeBron era. I don't believe that LeBron gets another title, just being realistic of my thoughts of it. But I did not think that Cleveland was going to be Golden State. So I easily could be wrong on all accounts.
Is it fair to say that for as long as LeBron plays, we are essentially considering that the LeBron era?
It is not fair to say. Was Jordan at the Wizards Jordan era still?
That's different.
How?
He took a break.
Okay.
That was like an extended period.
Well, I'd say LeBron going to the Lakers this year was a break.
Ooh.
Natty writes in, John Wall has a difficult career too, minus the money, but he was always positive and mentally strong. Difference. John Wall has been loved his career. Kings fans, Kings ownership, Kings coaching staff, because of DeMarcus Cousins, like, can you clip chat? Can you clip that? I wish you guys could clip for me. That's why we might move to Twitch. I would love for you guys to clip segments for me.
I'm surprised you can't clip. I'm surprised you can't clip that on there, actually.
But no, I got to cut it and do all these things. Yeah, if you figure out how to clip it, let me know. But John Wall has been revered since the song John Wall. All right, so real quick, guys, you opened your second one.
I did.
You got Hop Frenzy. Guys, we are doing beer reviews throughout the show because I'm tired of not having a sponsor, hence the Coors hat. Also, shout out to Mars Jackson. This one will be clipped for Instagram. Shout out to Mars Jackson. It's okay. Be better tomorrow. His movement, his entire thing. Mars Jackson, Pittsburgh rapper. I have him on repeat every day. If you have not listened to Mars Jackson, make sure you check him out. Friend of the show, WWE fan, has a special place in Greg's heart for that.
He makes my heart dance. That's all I got to say.
That is a song. So I have the Idle Hands Double IPA, which is 8%. Greg has the
Hop Frenzy IPA.
6.4, 5.8.
5.8, yeah. I was expecting this to be way hoppier than it was, but it's also smooth.
Oh, my God. It's so good, but I'm going to die.
The double IPA, yeah. I figured that was going to sting.
Natty said, I opened my second sparkling water. I love you, Natty. Guys, if you could do me a favor, share this on your Facebook page because I'm sure your friends would love me. I'm very funny, and Greg's kind of like a cult classic guy. So.
Which I did not realize at the time, but apparently I am.
Yeah. Shout out to Sid. Sid said he just watches the show basically for you nowadays. Some of the things that did him in are you dancing and humming into the mic when I've asked you not to hum into the mic, which is super annoying. Can't swear. The other one was you in the corner. So Greg just sat in the corner at the end of one of the shows because he was, turning away from
the picture was great. I heard it made the Instagram, so I'm quite proud of that.
Yeah, you also like Natty. Okay, so Natty says we are an advertising company, and he's, partially right in the sense of everything. Guys, if you're watching, please give us a share on Facebook. But like Natty, you got to talk to him. He only has a Twitter, which like traditionally, I don't really give a shit whatever you have. Oh, I swore. I don't care what you have. That was not that bad of a word though. But like in Instagram and a Facebook, like if you had a Facebook, you'd be able to share this, but you don't want anyone to know you do this. I think you're embarrassed by it, honestly.
I gave up Facebook 5 years ago, so.
I didn't even know you had a Facebook.
Yeah.
I still, honestly, though, and don't take this the wrong way.
Go ahead.
I show people your LinkedIn picture if they ever wonder what you looked like in college.
Oh, God. No,
Guys,
that wasn't college. That wasn't college. That was high school.
If you, it was high school, but that still was what you looked like. That's still the Greg that I met.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to see a glow up, I mean,
blow up.
Glow.
Oh,
glow.
I thought you said blow.
I said a glow up.
I thought you said blow up, like a huge face of me or something.
Man.
Sorry.
Oh my Lord. Shared the video, sent in the ranking. Thank you, Austin. Brett says rank the social medias by platform. What do you mean, my brother?
Yeah. So I gave up Facebook years ago because I legit just got tired of all the spam and all the nonsense from certain friends of mine. So I was just like, you know what? I hate checking. I hate checking this every single day. So
That's a cop out.
No, seriously. I just got rid of it, and I'm happier with it without it.
Honestly, second, like you okay. So here's what I'll say about this beer. It is Idle Hands from Helltown. Honestly, guys, you have to like IPAs to like a double IPA.
You really do.
And I'll never drink 2 double IPAs in the same day if I don't want to die.
No,
this is very good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why is Kaylee's hair like it's she's never been in this room.
Ew, really? It's nasty. Ugh. All right. Thank God she's not on here.
All right, Brett says rank the social medias: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You have to rank them based off of just give me your own rating. Just give me your top 5, starting with 5 social media platforms that you enjoy using, Greg.
Enjoy using?
And you don't have to, like, Facebook can be on there.
Oh, God.
I mean, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube is a social media platform, I guess. Google Plus. I mean, MySpace, Xanga.
Can I say Vine?
Brett, can you say Vine?
Can I?
So give me your top 5, and then we'll decide if you can say Vine.
All right.
Start by saying Vine, and then we can replace it if not.
Vine is 5.
Greg deleted Facebook because he never got poked by his friends.
Though I'm more popular than you, so I don't want to hear it.
Vo did invite Sarah to the live show, though. Natty says, you don't have to share private stuff. I think the idea of social media when you are in the guy's business is exposure. Good content gets shared. Eventually, you can monetize that. Just my 2 cents. Hey, Natty, that's why I get the big I get the big checks.
That is very true.
I get $6.
And as soon as we started this,
absolutely, Vine counts.
And as soon as we started this, I even told him that whatever money we make from this, he can have it.
I don't trust him. All right, give me your platforms. 5.
Of my top 5, I'll go Vine at 5 because it was entertaining as hell.
Okay.
From I remember. 4, I guess I'll go Facebook. 3, I'll go Instagram. 2, I'll go YouTube, and 1, I'll go Twitter.
Yoof.
Yep. I don't have a Snapchat either, in case people are curious about that.
Yeah, I go. I mean, if YouTube is counted, which I believe it is counted.
Yeah. I'm on YouTube every day, so.
Yeah. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Vine, YouTube.
Oh, you put Vine in there too?
Bro, Vine is the greatest one of all time.
Oh, that's
Greg, you need to watch the McDonald movie. The founder.
The what?
The founder. It's about the guy that went to McDonald's trying to sell blenders and then stole the whole idea.
With Michael Keaton. Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
All right, so let's get back into some sports world, guys. I had asked people to I put a DM on my page and I put a DM on the so I said, send us in your fantasy football questions. Tough scene for LinkedIn. It is, Chad. It's tough for LinkedIn out here. Let's read some of these questions off. So I'm going to read the funny ones first. Thank you, Brett. Brett, I would like to know your top 5 if you want to put it in the chat. Chad, not you. Should I take a kicker in the first round? Dennis Hughes, you are dead to me.
Wow.
What's your favorite dragon of all time? Shout out to Cole. Hounds, guys. Hey, if you're free Sunday, Ace Hotel. I believe it's 11-3. They're doing a basket brawl, which is honoring the top fights of the of the NBA as a whole. It is a brother duo of geniuses called the Hounds. They are 2 of the coolest people I've ever met. Except for the fact they went to WVU. That kind of sucks. But guys, hey, check out Basket Brawl at Ace Hotel this Sunday. I will share to the Thoughts on the Bench page after this. But these 2 dudes, I've known them for a little while now. I have not been impressed by the growth of 2 people more than these guys. Firmly believe that eventually, somehow, some way, I'm going to buy something I do not need from them because they just make the coolest stuff on the planet. Check out Hounds.
I mean, I'm assuming Malice at the Palace is probably like right at the very tippy top. Yeah,
gotta be up there. For Roberto Carlos can kick a football, I will take him in the first round. Oh, natty. All right, so my favorite dragon of all time. I mean, that's a good question. Who's your favorite dragon?
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
it's a great pick.
Or I could lean towards the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which is 3 heads.
Nah, go white.
All right, I'll go white, yeah.
I mean, dragons are like, what's who? This is
It's tough, isn't it?
I mean, I don't want to take a Game of Thrones dragon, even though Drogon's obviously a badass. But when you think about it, there's not really too many more. Like they said, Dragon Bender. when he typed it in.
Wow.
Love it. Brett says 1 through 5, Twitter, YouTube, IG, Snapchat, MySpace. Respect the originators.
Oh, MySpace.
When I'm dragging these nuts on your okay, my mom's here, Chad, so thanks for that.
MySpace is unfortunately still active because they were able to find my profile picture somehow. So,
so let's get into it, guys. And if you can hear a car alarm, it's because we have the window open. So let's get into some actual questions here. Dre writes in, friend of the show, contributor, Josh Jacobs or David Montgomery? I love that question. I think that's a great question because, guys, here's what it comes down to for me personally. Josh Jacobs is the guy there. He's the running back. Gruden's always had really good running backs. Jacobs can catch. He can run. But as Brett in Chicago would say, they are a run-first team. Howard is gone. I have some reservations about Montgomery that are outside of the fact that I took him when we did with the Not Takes Fantasy Football podcast. He was my pick in the Dynasty League. What do you think, Greg?
I lean towards Josh Jacobs just because I believe that he will get more consistent carries with the way that Chicago's offense is essentially spread out. I know Tariq Cohen is going to really kind of delve into the carries that I believe Montgomery will probably get. I think Montgomery has more opportunity for success in the years to come because I think Chicago could transition to a run-first offense eventually. But right now, I think Jacobs is in a better situation because Derek Carr doesn't necessarily have all the weapons that I think he needs because you still can't trust Antonio Brown for what there is there.
There's a big variable with Montgomery for me.
I think the O-line's a little bit better in Chicago, though.
No, Natty, a team has never won the Super Bowl after being on Hard Knocks because – to be on Hard Knocks, you have to have not been to the Super Bowl or not made the playoffs the previous year, and so basically you have to be kind of a crappy rebuilding team.
Right.
You look at the Rams before when they moved to LA. You look at the
Browns,
the Bucks, the Browns, the Bengals, all kind of in their rebuilding era.
Right.
Personally, for me, the reason I don't love David Montgomery off the rip, I still think Mike Davis has fuel in the tank. Mike Davis out of Seattle stole reps from Chris Carson. Dude was a beast when he was on the field. You don't go out and sign a guy if you don't plan on playing him. It's just one of those things where, I believe Montgomery is a top back. I believe he's a great PPR back. I believe he has great future.
I also think every franchise that considers themselves successful is usually one that doesn't rely on rookies to be primary, weapons for them to begin with.
I mean, I don't hate that take. I think it's a little subjective. I need a towel to wipe all this shit. Mm-hmm. No head coach change, and it made playoffs, I think, for Hard Knocks. Yeah, it's something and they can't be the same team within 5 years, I think, Brett, in all honesty. But, yeah, it's different.
A lot of condensation from that beard.
Yeah, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. So we both go with Josh Jacobs there. So let's get to another question here. James Dunmeyer, my guy. James and I have been talking fantasy for years. I really appreciate it when he DMs. Always been a fan of the show. But he says, what's the word on Gurley's knee, and how do you feel about David Johnson this year? So Gurley's knee right now, basically, guys, if you do not know, what's up, Corey? How you doing, brother? Todd Gurley has arthritis in his knee. This is a knee situation that plagued him at Georgia.
Yep.
It is the reason that he went behind Melvin Gordon. I think he went behind Melvin Gordon.
No.
Was he 8-16? That was it?
He was 14 and Gordon was 18, I believe. Okay. I believe.
So, but the whole thing about Gurley his whole career has been ACL. Now he's getting arthritis in that knee. All that means, guys, in all seriousness, is that they are going to, once they're up, and we all know the Rams are going to be up, they're going to cut his workload a little bit. For me, guys, you're hearing it here first. The backup, if Todd Gurley is out for the year, is Malcolm Brown. Henderson will get reps even with Gurley in the game. You do not match an offer sheet from the Detroit Lions if you don't plan on this guy being your back. I like Henderson a lot.
I think Henderson would be a good pickup next year.
I think Henderson runs the he runs the Chris Thompson role. He's not going to be.
That's a good comparison, actually.
The goal. Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's a good comparison.
He's not going to be the guy, but Henderson is going to be, the third down PPR catching back if and when Todd Gurley can't do every game. Denny Rayson still winning a weather. I should draft a kicker in the first round. Denny, I told you to go screw yourself. Apparently you missed the. If you're going to take a kicker, just go with Will Lutz or Justin Tucker. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So personally, with Gurley's knee, it's arthritis. It's something that is just going to flat out plague him. So guys, if you take Gurley, here's what I'll say. Do not be scared to draft Gurley in the first 2 rounds. Make sure you get Henderson or Brown.
Yeah.
Brett writes in for the Rams. The guys to get are Cooks and Woods, and Chip said Justin Tucker. Brett, personally, for me, I love Robert Woods this year. Woods was underutilized in Buffalo, and when they brought him in, he has been the clear number 1 receiver. Mm-hmm. I do not believe there is a bad player to get on the Rams offense outside of Gerald Everett at tight end because they just don't use tight ends, which is kind of annoying.
Which is unfortunate.
But if you get Cooper Kupp, it's a great pick.
Which is unfortunate because they really have an offense that should be able to utilize tight ends better. I don't get why.
They utilize their wide receivers way too much.
That's fair.
So, and then how do you feel about David Johnson this year, Greg?
David Johnson, I really feel like got overshadowed a lot last year because the Cardinals were a very bad team and their offensive line is still really bad. So looking at it from there, it doesn't look good necessarily for David Johnson, but in a PPR league, I still think he is a primary weapon in that offense that Kyler Murray is going to have to utilize more.
Well, he's top 5 if the Zeke and Gordon thing actually cause an issue.
Yeah, if Zeke and Gordon do not actually start the season, then David Johnson immediately becomes top 5 running back.
Here's the thing about DJ for me personally. Anti-friend of the show, Kyle Hollins, which Brett, you can add him, said he's going for 1K. Well, actually, real quick, Brett said Kupp's still going to see effects of the injury first half of the season. Disagree for one reason.
Kupp was a stud for me 2 years ago when he was healthy.
He tore his ACL, I think it was, or some knee injury. I'm sorry, I can't remember right now. But, Brett, if you guys follow anything fantasy podcast, I'm sure you've heard of the Fantasy Focus. And although the popular opinion is to hate Matthew Berry right now, which, whatever.
I don't get why.
Whatever. Do whatever you want to do. Stefania Bell from ESPN is one of the leading doctorate, fantasy people. And I know that's that's contradictory. Whatever. But, she said that when she saw Cooper Kupp, you would have been surprised to be told that he had surgery. What that means for me personally is Cooper Kupp is not the number 1 or number 2 option for them, but he is still Jared Goff's comfort blanket.
He is.
So he's going to be – I put him in the ballpark of James White.
I drafted him his rookie year, and he was a stud for me a lot of times because I feel like Cooper Kupp just really meshed well with Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff kind of looked at his outside threats and was still kind of gun-shy about what to go with, and Cooper Kupp was a very good safety blanket for him.
James, for me this year –
especially on a team that doesn't rely on the tight end, Cooper Kupp is essentially the same production you would get from a tight end. For
me, James, this year, DJ he's a first-round pick, clearly. You look at Cliff Kingsbury's offense, it's going to be high-paced. It's going to be high volume. And it all depends on Kyler, who, if you do not know, can run, but also, I believe, if not broke, was contending for the FBS accuracy, completion percentage record. The dude can throw accurate balls. The dude can run. The dude is great. Top 5 player name for Cooper Kupp. Oh, easily.
My only concern is that I do not recall a time when Cliff Kingsbury was the head coach at Texas Tech that a running back was looked at as the primary target there.
Yeah, I agree, but that's also, you're talking about an air raid offense at Texas Tech versus the NFL where you have a top talent running back.
Right, so you do have to prioritize that in some sort of way. I just am intrigued to see if Cliff Kingsbury can kind of work with that, though.
That's fair.
Because it's not something he's used to.
So Pingree writes in, is Baker a top 5 quarterback? And we're talking complete, so not even complete upside. Is Baker a top 5 quarterback flat out?
Flat out?
Is right now, at the end of this year, will Baker Mayfield be a top 5 quarterback?
No.
Who's ahead of him? Give me your 5.
In an order?
Just no order. Give me your 5.
Oh, wait. So here's the thing. Are we doing this in terms of fantasy or just overall?
Fantasy football, Greg.
Okay. So I'm sorry, man. There's a lot of variables here. So I'm looking at this. I'd say Aaron Rodgers.
What up, Wes?
I'd say Patrick Mahomes.
Good.
I'd say excuse me for a little while. I kind of think over this a little bit.
Really? There's another
I know. I'm just
Don't yell.
I'm sorry. Deshaun Watson.
There you go.
Thank you.
I was gonna say there's at least another clear cut. So you got A-Rod, Mahomes, Watson.
I'd go Andrew Luck.
A healthy Andrew Luck.
A healthy Andrew Luck, yes. I will lean towards that.
Natty, he's actually on the hate list this year for ESPN, so we'll bring him up in a second.
And Drew Brees.
Okay.
There's probably a lot of other guys you can pick right there, but I think as of right now, Baker's not top 5 yet.
A-Rod is the obvious one.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun, obvious one. I love Drew Brees. He obviously doesn't get the rushing yards, but the dude slings. Chad, that's a great ad in there. Natty writes in Wilson. The problem with Russell Wilson is that last year his rushing touchdown, I think he had 0. Chris Carson's great. Rashad Penny's going to have a better year.
I will say Russell Wilson, it was the best passing year we've ever seen from him. And he had
Disagree.
What? No
Disagree.
way. No
a
way.
lot of the throws to Lockett were extremely coordinated in the sense of luck, and he actually was probably his worst year as a starter.
In terms of accuracy and completion percentage, it was his best year.
What do you want to bet on it? See, that's the difference between me and you, Greg.
Wait, no.
All right, well,
two beers at Huff's.
2 beers at Huff's. I'll look it up at the end of the show. Remind me. Right. So clearly Watson, clearly Rodgers. Then it gets a little murky for me. Okay. I like Luck, but there's so many variables about if he's lucky. The problem with me with putting Baker as a top 5 quarterback, Baker is a baller, shot caller, game changer. Tom Brady, Berg, they're still way better than Mayfield. So
we're talking fantasy though, not
fantasy, yeah, obviously. But personally, what it comes down to me for in Cleveland, and we can just address this Cleveland thing right now.
Go ahead.
Freddie Kitchens, that's my pick, Chad. Freddie Kitchens has not really been a coach yet. Shocker. Like, he's an offensive coordinator that they stuck around, and he is now the head coach. I believe that he can do well. I believe they have a good team. I do not believe they have all the kinks figured out. I believe Carson Wentz is top 5 this year, though.
I believe Freddie Kitchens fell into the spot because Baker Mayfield likes him.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, I think Wentz is top 5 this year. I think that you could easily see a top 5 year out of Phillip Rivers with all the tools they have, especially without Gordon, because you're going to get Jackson and you're going to get Eckler, who both are very good receiving. Even though Melvin is good at receiving, you'll see a lot of that. And we'll see. But so that was all the cool. I know there was one more question.
I don't hate the Carson Wentz thing either.
2 more questions.
I don't hate the Carson Wentz thing either, but like I think my mindset is more so like I want to see him play a full 16 game season.
I don't need it for fantasy. I just need 14.
That's fair.
Playoffs are before the final.
That's actually true.
So 2 more questions. One came from Keaton on the Thoughts on the Bench Instagram page. It was how
if it's
early.
A bagel question, dear God.
It is, but it's a fantasy relevant one that I actually love.
Okay.
It's how early is too early to draft Joe Mixon?
First round is way too early. Second round, I would say back half of the second round is about right.
So here's the question. I set that down. Who is the running back before and running back after Mixon that you're comfortable with? Like, who's the last running back you would take over Mixon, and who's the first running back you would take Mixon over? Let me toss out some names.
Okay.
Who would you rather have? And Chad, please, Chad, Brett, Natty, Wes, everyone in this, play along. Who would you rather have? Nick Chubb or Joe Mixon?
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb or Joe Mixon, guys? Who would you rather have? Dalvin Cook or Joe Mixon?
Oh, wow.
This is where these guys are going. This is a real.
Yeah, it's like the weird middle ground kind of. I'd probably lean towards Joe Mixon just because I feel like he would be.
Natty says Chubb. Chad said Cook before him and Chubb after.
I would say
that's a good place.
That's fair. I would say Chubb is ahead of Mixon. Cook is behind Mixon.
Really?
Yeah, I'd lean towards that.
Okay. Who would you rather have, guys? In all seriousness. Ezekiel Elliott or Joe Mixon right now? I think Connor is the last running back before Mixon, and Austin writes in Mixon over Chubb. So guys, basically tier 1 for me. Tier 1, while Greg thinks about that. Tier 1 is Kamara, McCaffrey, Barkley. I would throw in Gurley and Bell, excluding the situation with Zeke and Melvin. I think Kareem Hunt isn't done. I don't know if he's healthy. And Brett writes in, then you have Chubb, Cook, Mixon in the same tier. Exactly. Tier 2, Chubb, Mixon, Cook. Start reeling in some of these, they could be there, but they might not be there, guys. Brett writes in Mixon over Zeke right now. Who do you take right now if our draft was right now and you have Mixon there and you have Zeke there, Greg? Who do you take?
I'll take Zeke because I have faith that they'll get a deal done.
Brett writes in, I don't want risk. He says no risk. I think Mixon's kind of a risk. Here's the way that I worded Mixon, guys.
He is not a fan of Mixon, by the way. Just out there.
Personally, I strongly believe that Joe Mixon is a very, 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 very poor man's Saquon Barkley in the sense that
repeated that
if
a lot.
Saquon Barkley was not with the Giants, if they had another running back, I do not believe the Giants have a running game outside of Zeke. If they have McCaffrey, if they have Kamara, if they have Cook, if they have Mixon, if they have anybody.
They have no offense without probably one of the top 4 running backs in the NFL.
I don't think outside of Zeke that team has anything.
Wait, you're talking about the Cowboys or the Giants?
Giants.
Oh, Giants. Okay.
If they had Zeke is the only other way that their run attack would work with this shit line, this shit quarterback, and these shit receivers.
I don't know, man. I feel like Zeke gets protected a little bit because of how good that O-line is in the Cowboys.
Zeke is the best running back in the NFL.
Okay, then.
I'll say that flat out and never think twice about it.
All right.
Brett says, you're very right that he has a risk, but I want a guy who is definitely playing, No, that's the other point. Guys, this is why I'm such an advocate. What up, Boyd? An advocate for closer to the year drafts. My big league is drafting this Sunday. Do I care? No, because I'm better than all that. Flat out. I'm withdrawing it. Commissioner salute. Like, I am a better fantasy football player than everyone else in that draft. So we can draft whenever you want. Oh, Boyd says you're dumb. That's cool. I'm going to pin that comment. I don't know what that does, but I did it. I'm better than them at fantasy. So I don't care that we're this quick. Oh, he said you're dumb. Again? Oh, no, it's just pinned.
Okay.
Zeke is not the best running back. Zeke is 1.1 of his contract is up. Boyd, how is Zeke not the best running back? How? 2 years ago, Barkley wasn't even in the NFL. Is he that good?
2 years ago, you saw how bad the Cowboys' offense was without him, actually. So
here's what we come down to, though. I firmly believe that Joe Mixon is a guy that I do not want. I don't trust Dalton. I don't trust their line. I don't trust A.J. Green's health. I trust Tyler Boyd. I don't trust Tyler Eifert. And I don't trust their defense. You know what makes a good running back, Greg?
What?
A good defense.
That's fair.
Because they can control the clock. That is why I like Le'Veon Bell this year. Can I call in? Justin, my number is 911. Just call in and ask to be a part of the show.
To be fair, though, wouldn't a running back's best friend be a bad defense because they would have to run the ball as much as possible to eat up clock so the defense doesn't have to be on the field?
No, because think about it. You're up by 7.
Okay.
Defense stops them. Running back, waste. Never, ever, ever on the defensive side of the ball are you saying, wow, I hope this team goes 90 yards and then miss their kick, so we waste all the time on the clock. The one thing you want as a defense is to get the ball to the offense so they can waste the time. You don't want your defense wasting the time because
But that's what I mean, though. If you have a bad defense, then you don't want them on the field, essentially.
Yeah, but Greg, I'm saying if you have a bad defense, then you never get to waste the clock on your offense, which is the goal.
Ah, okay.
Boyd, who's your best running back? Deke, Rodney, Ruxin, Whiten. I resent that because I actually win all the time.
Yeah.
He won only 1 year. Boyd, give me your best running back in the league, bro. Because I guarantee it's going to be something stupid like Lamar Miller. Boyd, I feel like you're a Lamar Miller.
Aaron Jones.
I hate Aaron Jones. So let me answer. One last question, Greg.
Okay.
Are we talking standard or PPR? Give me your standard and your PPR. Everyone in the chat. Top running back in the NFL for fantasy football, standard and PPR. Personally, if you're going to go the PPR route and you want me to do this, Brett says half PPR. Love that. My PPR top back for this year is Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
My top standard, even with these contract issues, is Zeke. Kamara and McCaffrey. Boyd, you're such a cop-out little shit.
For PPR, I agree that it's McCaffrey. For standard, I will say Barkley, though.
All right, so let me read this last question, Greg. This one's addressed to you.
Okay.
Who's Greg's go-to celebrity threesome?
We are not answering that.
We are.
No, we are not.
It was asked.
No, we are not.
Yes, we are.
We're not answering that.
Guys, in the chat, would you guys like to hear who Greg's celebrity threesome is?
We're not answering
Claps
that.
in the chat if you'd like to hear this.
I'm not answering that. No way. Bro, I'm already in the doghouse. Do not put me even more in.
So, Boyd, Barkley and standard all day, but you say Kamara McCaffrey when I said standard or PPR. So you're a liar. No, I'm just kidding. Derek is dumb. Pin that comment. Like and pin.
I mean, you did put it in the description for this episode, too, so it kind of works weirdly enough.
No, but, Greg, answer the question.
I'm not answering it.
Okay, why?
Because I'm already in the doghouse. I'm not getting myself even more in the doghouse.
Sarah is not even watching.
I don't care. I'm not doing it. This could easily come back to her.
Well, yeah, it's live on Facebook.
Yeah, so I'm not doing it. Sorry, not doing it.
I don't know why you're saying sorry.
I'm not doing it.
Derek is dumb. I got that. No, I was answering Brett. Okay. How do I clap? All right. So the other question was, so in this situational one that someone had texted me. So people are tired of the waiver wire, Greg. Half shit, dip shit, half PPR.
I am too when a certain someone in two of my leagues likes to use the waiver wire as the reason to actually win a championship instead of drafting.
Wait, Justin, are you related to Tyler Boyd? Could you get him on the show? He went to Pitt.
I'm a huge Pitt fan. Season ticket holder.
If you're related to Tyler Boyd, let me know. So people are mad about waiver wire, and I'm here to offer a helping hand. Free agent budget. Free agent budget. I tried to pitch this to Greg. I'll pin the eat my butt comment, I guess. So guys, what the free agent budget is, and I know a lot of people are like adamant in their league is just consistent. We opened this up in my league. The difference is, so you start with $200 flat out. You're like, oh, I got $200. Say that I'm playing this year, and for some reason, nobody drafted Justin Jackson. And Gordon gets traded, and Eckler goes down, and Jackson's on the waiver wire. Priority is not an issue. The worst team doesn't get it. If you have an all-around competitive league, you need to switch to this because then it comes down to how much money are you willing to spend. So say you and I both put $200 down because we're like, this dude's obviously the guy.
Right.
Then it goes to priority. This is an absolute way for you to solidify the fact that say that you don't ever use your priority and you keep it for Justin Jackson.
Right.
This is the way to try to compete. But if you and I both bet $77, you get it.
I like it.
Free agent budget, guys. It is 100%. He said that's my cousin. Free agent budget, guys. If you need me to talk to your commissioner, shoot me a text. All right, guys, we got 4 minutes left in the show unless anyone wants us to go to 8, which I don't think Greg would hate.
No, I don't
Let us read. So, guys, my cousin Austin.
I'm off tomorrow. I got nowhere to be.
Oh, yeah, you are off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on, guys. Kaylee's texted me during the show, so.
Let's read the text on here. Yeah, anything fun?
Not really. She said she was going to watch, but.
Wow. I don't see her
Let's
watching.
do our daily call Kaylee and see if she knows we're live.
She probably doesn't.
Well, you didn't even know when you were dating your girlfriend, Greg, so. Hello?
Hey, I was just going to call you when I was you read your line.
So you didn't watch the show today?
No, I'm at work.
Okay.
Oh.
That's
I
fair.
just went on my break.
Yeah, you told me you were going to watch on your break, so I'm calling you. Boyd says to say hi.
I'm just on my break.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Boyd.
Well, he's in the chat. You're on the mic, so you're live on Facebook.
Oh, hey. Like stuffing my face.
All right, well, stuff your face, babe. I love you.
Okay, love you too. Call me after.
Aw.
Maybe.
Let me tell you something.
It'll be a long show. Like, see, I hate when people go, I got to tell you something. Like, I'm obviously like, why? Oh, God. Austin sent me 2 rankings?
Whoa. Going above and beyond right there.
I'm
Damn.
very confused.
Moorhead, what the hell?
All right, so let's get to Austin's ranking, guys. 2 minutes left in the show.
Do it. By the way, how was the ranking at the live show since I missed it?
I mean, Austin was on vacation, so I had to read it myself, but it was good.
Okay. Did it get
Best part of the show.
Did it get any like strange looks or any death glares from?
I mean, it did, but it was one of those things where like it was the top 10 movie quotes, so there was a lot of controversy.
Oh God.
Oh, hey, Kaylee.
Hey.
All right, so Austin said if the first one works, then just save the underdog one for next year. Oh,
Next year.
Week.
Jeez.
All right. Well, I guess why wouldn't the first one work?
He's being weird.
Oh my God. Okay, I get what he's saying. Okay, this is an eventful stream. It is. Hi, Kaylee. I would pin your comment, but I pinned Boyd's.
All right.
Austin ranking Moorhead, the rank king, if you will, is my cousin. He
Self-owned title, by the way.
Well, he has a Facebook, so he deserves it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He sends us rankings each week, guys. Austin is the cousin of the show. He writes for us. He does rankings. He does power rankings each week for the NFL season. His ranking for tonight, top 10 fantasy football questions for 2019. It's very weird, but I like it.
Okay.
Number 10. And let's answer them. I mean, we can run over. I
All
don't
right.
care. It's my show.
I like
We'll figure it out. Number 10. What defense will emerge as fantasy gold this year? What's your
Wow.
pick, Greg?
I would probably lean towards the Texans, honestly.
I believe they trade Clowney, so I disagree with that.
Well,
And
right
I
now,
go-
as it is, I will leave it as is until
Okay,
they
well,
trade
I'm going to
Clowney.
go what happens in the season.
That's fair.
That's weird. I'm going to go with the Chargers. I love
Okay.
Derwin James. Will Ryan Fitzpatrick or Josh Rosen be the starting quarterback come the end of the season?
The end of the season,
Who will finish the season as the Dolphins' starting quarterback? That is clearly Josh Rosen.
yeah, I think Fitz is kind of he'll start the season.
Last week's with the tension with Ben and Josh. Greg, you missed a heater. That was funny too, though. Greg and Josh were going at each other. Or Ben and Josh. Sorry.
Oh, that's great.
No, I think Rosen clearly ends the season because when most of the time when you have a rookie quarterback like that, you'll start someone else and then throw him in because it's a nice twist to save the coach's ass. So,
Although I am intrigued if Brian Flores actually likes Rosen. I feel like those two personalities are so strong that they're going to clash.
number 8. Is this Winston's last year as a Buccaneer? Love this question. Love this question.
I say no. I think that he is actually going to do well enough that they'll want to keep him.
I think yes. I think that because Bruce Arians is the new head coach there, I think they go into the next year's draft with the number 1 overall pick, and I believe they go quarterback.
Well, if they have the number 1 overall pick, maybe, but I feel like Jameis
I
is
think
going
they'll
to.
have a top 5 pick.
I think Jameis is going to do just enough to maybe have them in wild card contention.
I think it's his last year.
All right.
Who becomes the number 2 wideout option in New England? So
Behind-
who's the number 1? Is that? I mean, I guess Julian.
Edelman.
Let's say Edelman's the number 1.
Yeah, Edelman's number 1. Well, that's a good one.
James White. I'm dead ass.
Yeah, because
Deadass.
I don't trust N'Keal Harry at all. So, I mean, not yet.
If I have to pick a receiver, though, I'm going to go with Dorsett. Philip Dorsett.
Yeah, that's fair because, like, I don't feel like Belichick's going to play a rookie wide receiver to start off with.
Well, he's got some injuries, too.
Yeah.
Number 6, can we trust Kyler Murray in fantasy?
To draft, no. As if you're doing the QB carousel method, yes, depending on who he's playing.
To draft, yes. I
Depends
believe
on the
Kyler
league.
Murray is a top 10 play.
Depends on the league.
In what way?
Like if it's dynasty or keeper or anything like that.
Redraft, top 10 play. I mean, most leagues are 8 to 12. So, yeah.
All right.
Redraft, Kyler Murray's a top 10 play,
All right.
in my opinion. Who does better at QB in the AFC North? Ben Roethlisberger or Baker Mayfield?
I lean towards Baker just because he has too many weapons.
I lead towards Ben because he has too many weapons.
Mm,
Connor's the better back for receiving.
that's fair.
You could say Odell over Juju, but a new system, new coaching staff, new area, new division. I go Juju.
I think Baker will get you the rushing yards at least.
Agreed.
Yeah,
But I think Ben throws for 4.5K.
that's fair.
Will the Raiders thrive or flop in 2019? Question 4. These are great questions. Mark.
Yeah, they're good.
Well done.
I'll say flop just because they have way too many personalities to try to manage.
I'll say thrive because their defense is good.
Okay.
I think that they're not going to thrive in the sense of like win their division, but
Yeah.
I think they surprise people. What is the risk/reward to drafting Elliott in the first round because of the holdout?
Well, the risk is I honestly really believe that they're going to get a contract done just because
Love
of the
you, Kaylee.
I truly believe that.
Says
Just
hi.
I feel like in terms of preference when it comes to getting extensions done, Ezekiel Elliott is higher than Dak. I'm sorry, he just is. Ezekiel Elliott is arguably, you could make a case he is the best running back in the NFL. He is, without Ezekiel Elliott, the Cowboys offense was just not good. It's just not. And you have to game plan around Ezekiel Elliott, and that's essentially why Amari Cooper did so well when he came over.
The risk is missing 8 games with your first round pick. The reward is having the number 1 running back in fantasy.
right.
So it's there. Who do you see in this year's Super Bowl? Not really a fantasy question.
Yeah, not. It's more personal.
Personally, I would love to see Chiefs-Rams.
That'd be fun. I will say, I'll say Patriots and Saints. I feel like it's a cop-out, but it feels like
mine was probably more of a cop-out, to be honest with you.
I feel like Patriots and Saints is a good one, yeah.
And the number one fantasy football question, which the Super Bowl, that's not a fantasy football
Yeah,
question.
it's not. Like, what the hell?
But I guess it says football/fantasy football.
That's fair.
Where should you draft Todd Gurley?
First round. Well, depending on where your first round position is. If you are top 6, I say no. If you are bottom 6, I would consider it. So like 1 through 6, I would say no.
Who is your 1 through 6?
1 through 6 to me, in no particular order, would be Barkley, McCaffrey, Kamara. I'll put Michael Thomas in there.
Really?
Yeah, especially PPR. I feel like he's up there.
Okay.
I am assuming someone will probably go DJ in 5 or 6 range, and then.
So you think Michael Thomas is the number one fantasy wide receiver?
I do.
I think he's 4.
You think he's 4?
Yeah.
Who's number 1?
Hopkins. 2 Julio, 3 Adams.
Wow. I'm surprised you had Julio that high, to be honest with you.
He's the greatest yardage receiver I'll ever see.
Yeah, but you are so strong about the fact that he doesn't get touchdowns that I feel like he would go down on your line.
No, because I play PPR only.
Okay.
So we're talking 10 catches a game for 100 yards. Sign me up.
Yeah. I honestly, man, like I would still take Zeke top 5. I really would. I truly believe that they will sign Zeke. Jerry Jones has got to know that his offense is not as good without
Don't
Ezekiel
need a
Elliott.
Russian champion to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's mistaken on that one.
All right. So, Greg, let's finish really quick because, we're already past it. We still have 7 viewers, so I don't know who's still with us. This weekend, Steelers play the Chiefs.
Yep.
Mason Rudolph gets the start.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's our number 2 going into the season?
Yes. If they want to build his confidence to eventually be the heir apparent to Ben, I say yes. I know you are a big Dobbs fan.
Well, I think Dobbs is better right now.
I think that's fair, but I'm looking at it from a long-term perspective that Rudolph needs to be the number 2. I truly believe that. And I think looking at his body of work, I think he has the size, I think he has the arms, and I think he has the smarts. They would not continuously have put the mindset of we have a first-round grade on him and not make him a number 2 at least this year. Because it's been in the press for so long that they have first-round grade on him.
If he's playing like shit and they still have first-round grade on him, they're not going to put him at 2. He has to perform also.
But he hasn't had a chance to perform, though, to the ability that he could.
Yeah, but he's had an entire preseason twice.
Yeah, but the Steelers are usually kind of slow off to kind of go with their rookies, though.
Yeah, but you can't say, we had a first-round grade, so he's obviously the backup. There's so many. There's practices, there's closed-door meetings, there's tests.
That's true, but I'm telling you, the fact that they think so highly of him clearly tells you that they are fixated on making him bad. Yeah.
Thought so highly of him.
Yeah.
They thought he was a first-round grade when they drafted him. Do we know that they currently still believe he is a first-round grade? Is the question.
I truly think that just because of the fact that it's still been repeated in the media so much.
It's been repeated that they gave him a first-round grade.
Right.
That's it. There is no they've come out and said they love Mason Rudolph.
Also,
that's it. They just say that it's been continued that he has a first.
I'm also going to say with my eye test, because me and you were up at training camp, I truly think Rudolph looked a little bit better than Dobbs. I really do.
Yeah, that's fair. What I presented to people was that Josh Dobbs has the higher ceiling this season than Rudolph, but Rudolph has the higher floor, meaning that he is the safer of the 2 options, but with Dobbs' ability to run, throw out of the pocket, Mason Rudolph has shown me he has a good pocket presence. I would go with Dobbs for the ability to change play mid-game and the 1-year advantage he has. But Rudolph is the quarterback of the future.
Now, how much of that is basing on fantasy, though?
What do you mean?
I feel like when you start thinking about the rushing and the passing options, though, I feel like your fantasy mindset starts to take over just a little bit.
A first down is a first down.
That's fair.
If Dobbs can rush a first down where Mason Rudolph cannot, Dobbs gets more first downs.
Okay.
I mean, he's the better athlete out of the two. 100%. What do you mean, no?
No, I'm
Mason
not
Rudolph
saying.
he had a decent throwing career at Oklahoma, but we're acting like he's a god.
But I'm not saying he's a god, but with the O-line that they have around him, you should not have to break out of the pocket and go for a first down that often, though.
If he can't make the throws that Ben can make, which we can both agree that neither of these quarterbacks are going to be able to make the throws Ben can make.
But if I'm leaning towards one of the two, I'd say Rudolph could probably make it better than Dobbs could.
The throw? But they can't make Ben's throws.
They
so
can't
if you can't make those throws against one of the best secondaries in the league, which is the Ravens, which is, honestly, the Browns are going to be a top 10 secondary.
Oh, I know. Absolutely.
If you can't make those throws and you think it's going to be picked and they have to rush or throw away, Dobbs is clearly proven he can rush.
Okay, that's fair.
Rudolph has not proven it.
But when you talk about the fact that being able to make the throws that Ben does, though, the closest guy that can make the throws is probably
But he can't
Rudolph.
make the throws.
But
That's the difference. I'm saying those corner the end zone, toe-tapping throws, neither one of them can do it.
Right.
Rudolph can probably eventually do it better than Dobbs.
Yes.
But as of right now, if you're sitting in a very well-developed pocket and none of your receivers are open to the average receiver, I mean, how many times did Ben throw AB open? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Antonio Brown is a very good receiver. Don't get me wrong. But their connection made both of them better. The fact that AB could excuse a route and go somewhere else and Ben knows.
Relied on him too much, but that's for another topic.
AB did him or Ben did AB?
Ben relied on AB too much.
Fair. I don't hate. I think they both relied on each other too much.
Yeah.
That they both are going to have a huge learning curve of, like, how do I get around this?
That's fair. Yeah.
But, no, my thing with Dobbs is just another year in the system, another year with the receivers that we have. I mean, obviously, Rudolph and James Washington went to college, and Johnson's a new guy, and Moncrief's a new guy, so they're whitewashed. But Juju, our number one receiver, has had another year with Dobbs. Do I know who he prefers? Obviously not.
Right.
Personally, I believe that Josh Dobbs gives us the best chance to win if he fills in right now.
So you're looking at it from more the mindset of if both quarterbacks are in a stable pocket and none of the receivers are open, you would say Dobbs is the most likely to try to run for the first down while Rudolph will be trying to make a play on his feet.
You said Rudolph was safe on the drive here or something. We talked a little bit about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Rudolph is safe that he'll throw it away when he thinks he can throw it away.
Yes.
I think Dobbs has the ability to extend the play in the pocket.
Okay.
That's where I'm going.
That's the Ben aspect.
We
of
haven't
it that
had a
he
good
still is.
backup in a long time.
That's fair. We definitely have not.
And now we have an actual legitimate competition.
Mhm.
Dobbs beat Landry. That's why we cut him.
That is true. That's why Landry's in the XFL right now. Shout out to the XFL. Just saying.
All right, let's shut the show down. Guys, Helltown across the board. This Hop Frenzy is very good as well. All the beers, I mean, the Buffy still gets the Deke seal of approval.
The Buffy was delicious, I must say.
But, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Two Beers Deep. I really appreciate all the views, conversation, love, and the 6 people still watching. Thank you for watching us debate the second-string quarterback for the Steelers. So we appreciate everybody viewing, talking. We will be back, the audio version on Monday, post-Steelers game. So you check that out on iTunes, Spotify, Anchor app, Pocket Cast, all the podcast platforms.
We will get Derek's review of being at Heinz Field for a preseason game, actually.
I love preseason games in Heinz Field.
Yeah, you get to see a lot of guys that you don't normally see, and they're actually fighting for a job. It's interesting.
It's the whole point of watching. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching Two Beers Deep. We will see you next week.
I'm in the doghouse.